everybody, my name is Kim Maxwell. Welcome to the Weekend Freezer Meal Challenge. I'm really excited for you to join us. I think it's going to be a fun weekend. The goal with this whole Facebook group is just to keep each other accountable by posting photos of you going grocery shopping in the middle of your prep cleanup, which is never fun, but also all of your recipes stacked up and ready to freeze. It's a great feeling, and it's just by sharing, I think it helps keep you accountable, and most of my clients say they need accountability. So I hope that this will give you the motivation and the inspiration to really get this done this weekend. It really doesn't take that much time. We prep the recipes. You don't have to cook them. We prep them raw. The only exception is the bacon lentil soup. It's a better idea to, in a soup, to bake the bacon first if you like it crispy, because otherwise it'll just be really runny if you make it. You could do it that way, but since it's a slow cooker meal, we're gonna try cooking that one first. That's the only thing you have to cook. So I'm gonna take one recipe, the balsamic chicken and vegetables, and show you how to stuff a bag. It's really simple. So first things first, we need to label our bag. I gave you a label sheet that you can make copies of in your ebook. All I've done is I've taped it to my bag, and I like to put on there the title. All your freezer meal recipes are good for about 3 months in the freezer, you know, give or take, it's okay. But I usually say 3 months, and I hope you'll use it before then because of the busy holidays coming up. And then you can put your ingredients on your label. I think that's always a good idea if there's somebody who's sensitive to foods in your household. Otherwise, like I don't usually list the ingredients, but I do put directions. And what I put on mine for the balsamic chicken and veggies was, it's a slow cooker meal. I always put what I need to add the day of cooking. Add half a cup of chicken broth and cook on low for 6 to 8 hours. That's all I put on there. Now you don't have to do that. On these Ziploc bags, there is a place for a black magic marker, a Sharpie, that you could just put the name of the recipe, and then the day of cooking you can look for the recipe and then make it based on the directions. I just think that's more steps than needed, so I just do the work ahead of time, make my labels. I use thicker tape, like packaging tape, clear packaging tape to tape it on, and good to go. But again, do what works for you, okay? So I wanted to quickly do this recipe for you. I've already put my sweet potatoes in here. They needed to be peeled and chopped up into like 1-inch diced. And am I perfect? No, they're all different shapes actually. But since it's a slow cooker meal, that's okay. That's okay. And then I like to use, I put these in your ebook as one of my favorite tools. I like to use these bag holders to put my bags in. My other favorite bag, which this is not, I love the Ziploc stand and stuff bags. I think those are really convenient. These were just on sale, so I didn't get those because I'm going to use my little trusty bag holders. So you always want to put the veggies in first on the bottom, spices kind of in the middle, and meat on top. And then you want to get all the air out and freeze it flat. So I'm gonna I've got my sweet potatoes in there already. We've got some carrots in this recipe. I'm gonna put those in there. And then we have kale, and I wanted to show you, it says kale chopped up. So kale you don't worry about chopping it up into small pieces. Kale shrinks when you cook it. So I kind of chopped it up with a knife. And I also do not, here's a whole leaf. I do not like this spine, which we probably should eat it, to be honest. I just do not like, kale is not my favorite, guys, but I make myself eat it because I know how good it is for you. Although I have read that kale and spinach are pretty equal, but it's good to eat both of them. We need more greens, so I try to eat both of them. So what I sometimes do is I take this, I fold it in half, and I just rip from this corner. I'm just ripping off so I don't get that big stem. That's just me, and I don't need to dice it. They can be big pieces, it's fine. It's fine. So then I'm going to add my kale, which is going to be a little bit harder. Let me use my hands. Stuff that down. Then, I should have gotten a spoon. Hold on 1 second. Or something. So the rest of it is just garlic and black pepper. That's all you need to put in here. And I'm just going to scoop this in. And I might massage it into the food or into what I have in here. A little bit. Kind of massage it in. And then all we have left, you guys, is bacon. I've already chopped up my bacon. It's just in this little thing. I'm going to put that on top. And my chicken thighs. You don't have to chop those up. You could if you want to, but they're going in the slow cooker, and then you can kind of chop them up afterwards, or you can leave them as is and serve them by chicken thigh. You can do it that way too. I will tell you, I did trim the fat off of my chicken thighs. Let me give you a little tip about meat. If it's not the best quality of meat, cut all the fat off, because fat is where antibiotics and hormones get stored if those animals are injected with that junk, okay? And that goes into you. We are what we eat. So this is a pretty solid chicken thigh recipe, or chicken thigh. I got these, I sourced these pretty well. They're not the best, but they're pretty darn well. So I did cut off some of the fat. There's still a little bit fat left because I think fat does give flavor. So just a little tip. Okay, then I'm gonna place these on top. Move this out of the way. I'm gonna take that out. What I'm gonna do here is flatten it out, kind of push it down, get all the air out. And I'm gonna start sealing it the best I can. Just do the best you can on the air. And then I don't want you to stand it up, okay? Here it is, and then, so I would place it in my freezer like this, and I'm gonna stack up my freezer meals as much place as I have. If you don't have a flat section in your freezer, you can take a sheet pan and do this. I need to get more air out. And then try to find some a place to place it in your freezer. Once it's frozen, I mean, it's okay to just kind of let it fall to a place because it's in one solid, but definitely you wanna, for just storage, you wanna freeze it flat, okay? I hope this helps. It's really simple. It's vegetables on the bottom, spices in the middle, meat on top. Get the air out. I do recommend labeling your bag before you stuff it. I don't think I made that very clear in the ebook. Label your bag first, it's a lot easier. And put on your label what you need the day of cooking to add. And remember, when you're ready to cook this, the night before, you need to take this out and thaw it in the refrigerator. Okay, so we do cook these from a thawed state, and 6 to 8 hours, most of the recipes on low. And you've got an easy meal ready to go for that night, which is so wonderful, and you will thank yourself for doing this. Okay, have a good day, you guys. Enjoy.